what's up? It's Dominic D'Angelo, and I am here. We are live. We are live on RVDTV.com, on BrassRingMedia.com as well, and on RVD's X account. It's not just me, though. I'm with somebody that always knows how to call it right down the middle, and that is Mr. Fonzie. Fonzie, welcome back, man. It's been a while.
Hey, Dominic, Daddy, glad to be back, and hello to everybody watching out there. We got some cool stuff to talk about. RVD's having twins. That's big news. It's been out, it's been out for a while now. But super excited about that. I think tonight we're going to be talking about the Beulah Fonzie match in '97, where I beat Beulah's ass. Got a little juiced up. People love that match.
A little, more than a little, I would say. Holy smokes, Fonzie!
It was pretty cool.
Pretty damn awesome stuff.
That's one of the big things that when I do WrestleCons and like the WrestleMania, the last 3 or 4 WrestleManias that I do, the big WrestleCons and conventions. I got a big convention coming up in Charlotte. I think this month and next month.
Are you doing? Is it WrestleCade?
Yes, a 3-day convention in Charlotte.
I'm gonna try to go to that, Fonzie. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm on that with Sandman and a couple more ECW guys.
Yeah. Rob's gonna be there too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Got another one coming up on the 25th in Tampa area. Barry Rhodes is putting it on. It's all kind of big names, and you had to be on a WrestleMania to be on this WrestleCon that's coming up.
Oh, that's
pretty cool. And I did WrestleMania 9.
Yeah. Was that the only one you were a part of? Was WrestleMania 9?
Okay. I came in right after 8, WrestleMania 8, and I left before 10.
Left before 10,
with
okay.
the ECW, so I was on WrestleMania 9 with Johnny Gonzalez and The Undertaker.
Man.
And that was one of their, they said that was one of their successful, people like WrestleMania 9 for some reason. I'm glad I was on that one.
Right, yeah. Oh, man, that is a good one. And plus, it being in Vegas and all that stuff, a different kind of atmosphere.
Right, pretty cool. Yeah. Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace, for sure. That's really awesome, man. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Let's say hi to. So we got some live folks in the chat here. We got Triple E, who's always a steady on my stuff that I do.
Triple E.
Hey,
Daddy.
Yeah, he's also known as NWA Mexican. He goes by too. I've seen
NWA Mexican.
NWA Mexican.
Hell yeah, Daddy. When I started in the early '80s, like in May of 1980, I got to meet guys. I'm going to name some names that were at the tail end of their careers that had already been wrestling 25, 30 years, and they were on their last couple of years that I started, and I got to referee their matches, like a big name, Mexican name, Mil Mascaras, one of the, legendary Mil Mascaras, Bobo Brazil, and Ernie Ladd, and all these kind of guys. Pretty cool stuff. So that's a whole new other podcast we're going to do one day. But I got the Mexican, speaking of Mexican, Mil Mascaras. I never seen him with his mask off. I worked with him for about 3 years. He'd come in like the world champion. The territories, the world champ, Harley Race would come in and work the 7 days and go to the other territory. Or Moolah would come in for the week. Andre the Giant would come in for the week, would get a big name to come in for the week and work with. And Mil Mascaras was one of them. And he showered with his mask on. Never seen him with his mask off.
He showered with his mask on.
Yeah. I've never seen him with his mask off.
That's fantastic. That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh man. So I was backstage at MLW. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, and that's when they had LA Park, La Parka back there.
Okay.
And first time he went in there too. He had like a ski mask on and kind of hit himself. But then later on, I ended up actually seeing him with his mask off. But the first time I ran into him, he didn't have. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that they keep up with that.
Right?
Yeah, pretty darn sweet. I started producing a new show too. Not a new show, but it's called Pro Wrestling Time Tunnel. It's with the wrestling historian Tony Richards, and they were talking about Florida.
I know Tony. He's cool.
He's awesome. He's such a smart dude, and he's really he's so knowledgeable. He knows so much of this stuff.
Is he a wrestling historian?
Yeah, he's a wrestling historian, big time. So, his X account, he'll post the wrestlers' deaths, and he'll tribute guys I've never even heard of. And it's just wow, he's just, and so he's paying homage to all these guys. And I thought that was such a neat thing to do. But he just did an episode of Florida of 1975. And he mentioned some names like Johnny Valentine. What was the other one too that was big? Oh, not Johnny Valentine. I'm thinking something else. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Mid Atlantic. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Mid Atlantic. That's Valentine was big up there.
Yeah, Valentine big up there. Because I was gonna ask you if you knew who was it, but he's probably more of an NWA guy, if anything. Ciclo Negro, is that his name? Have you ever?
Cyclo Negro, yeah.
Yeah, did you ever work with him?
No, he was right before me, but I used to watch him when I was a kid. He wrestled in
Yeah,
Florida, with Eddie Graham and yeah, Cyclone, yeah.
yeah, man,
Wow.
yeah. Eddie Graham was great too, man. But yeah, how did you rate? Well, you didn't work with Eddie Graham, right?
Yeah, I worked with him on almost a daily
Oh,
basis. He
oh,
was the
okay.
owner of Florida Wrestling. He was the owner of
Yeah. Oh,
Florida Wrestling, so I'd see him all the time.
I kept thinking Dusty was like
Yeah,
but no,
Dusty
Eddie
was the
Graham.
booker and Eddie was the
Yeah.
owner, and but he was involved to a certain extent.
How was he to work with as a promoter?
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Old school, of course, but back in the day, I didn't know what old school was. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, for some reason, I fit right in. Thank goodness, and you know, yeah, got a career out of it. But and Eddie was great, man. He was that old, the real secret society, kayfabe, and if you got the heels and the baby faces got dressed in two dressing rooms, and you couldn't, if you were working with a guy, you couldn't ride in the car with him. You'd get fired.
Wow. Wow. That's crazy. What was it for referees? Like, did he give you a certain rule? Like, could you not associate with heels, or like, could you? What
No,
about you guys?
I was neutral. I could ride with anybody, but I used to ride with Kevin Sullivan. Usually all the bad guys, Angelo Mosca and Jake the Snake, and
Yeah. Man, how was it riding with Kevin Sullivan? He was such a unique character.
yeah, he was unique. Loved the business, and what a run he had here as the Devil against Dusty. You know what I mean? It was pretty cool, and had all kind of brought King Curtis in to do some stuff. Mark Lewin, Bob Roop, uh, Luna was in the clique. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool stuff back then, man.
Oh
It was
man.
ahead of its time, and it drew big money. It drew
Hmm.
big money. Kevin was great, super smart, from Boston area. You know, uh, yeah, we got along real good until he just recently passed away last
Just
year,
recently. Yeah.
or
Just
within
last
a
year.
year. So
Yeah. He was awesome. Like even I sat in with him. When was it? It was for I think he was on an episode with Kevin Nash, and I was sitting in on the back, and like he was
okay,
talking, and he was so like just his knowledge for the business is just on another level how great he is, and like what he thought about and how he handled stuff. Man, he was ahead of his time too, like very
yeah,
much ahead of his time.
yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah, he was great. Um, cool. Well, I did want to ask you too before we talk about the Beulah match. Did you see the Sabu documentary yet?
No, no, I
Oh,
haven't. I'm looking forward to seeing it. How is it?
it's awesome. It's really good. It's like how it's shot and everything is one thing, but then like it's not a lot of like sit down interviews. It's just Joe Clark following Sabu around and like him getting ready for his last match and stuff like that. So it's like it definitely shows you the a day and days of the life of Sabu at that moment in time, and it's really really well done. I got emotional near in the end for sure watching it.
I saw some small clips. They were promoting the uh, the documentary, and I saw a promotion. It was pretty cool. Can't wait
Yeah.
to see it. I can probably watch it tonight. Can I go on?
Yeah, if you go to Kinema, so
Yeah.
K cinema with a K, kinema.com, and then you find the Sabu one. I will send you the link, Fonzie, actually after this,
Okay.
so you can watch. Now,
Yeah.
yeah,
Send it after. It's about an hour and
yeah.
something.
Oh yeah, it's like an hour 20 minutes or something like that. But
Perfect.
and Fonzie, they have a great shot of you coming out for Sabu's last match. I meant to send you the picture because you're coming out, and then in the background you can see me and my brothers on the balcony
Oh no,
watching you.
then
Uh-huh.
great.
I gotta send you that picture. I'll send you that picture. But
Yeah. What a great show. Sabu's last match, man.
I tell you what, and I was telling this with Rob and Katie. I was like, that was the match of the weekend. Like out of WrestleMania, out of anything like that, that was my favorite match. How like how well Sabu did, and obviously it was a brutal match, but like just the atmosphere and everything like that really culminated into something really, really special that I don't think WrestleMania could have replicated. You know, and
No,
I
I thought it was well done. It was the build up Sabu's last match, and
mhm.
and it was literally his last match.
Yeah, yeah.
God bless him. Damn it. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, and it was a couple thousand people there.
Yeah, yeah. I said too. It felt like I know I've never been there before, but it felt like the Hammerstein Ballroom
Yeah,
atmosphere.
kind of had that vibe, didn't it?
Yes,
The
yes.
people were
That's
with
how
it.
I.
People were the whole show, but the Sabu thing was the coolest thing of the
The
night,
Sabu
no
was the
doubt.
yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
probably the weekend, like you said, yeah, it was pretty damn cool, man.
I thought yeah, absolutely. It was the highlight of my weekend for sure, no doubt about it.
Mine
Uh,
too.
Yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah,
I'm glad to be a part of that.
absolutely.
He called me the next weekend. So we did that on a Friday or Saturday night in Vegas. Then the next weekend they had a WrestleCon in Philadelphia at the ECW arena. And Sabu was on it with Sandman and a couple other people. Uh, I was in Cleveland, I think, or wherever. Anyway, Sabu called me after the rest of the time and said, "Hey, Fonzie, I want to do one more retirement match, but I want to do it in Tokyo because he's got ties in Tokyo. He's a big star in Japan." And I said,
Yeah,
"Okay, great, Daddy." And then a few days later, Van Dam will touch base with me and said, "We lost Sabu." And I said, "Fuck," and I couldn't believe it.
yeah, yeah. Oh man, I know it's and even that like when you watch a documentary too, it's just like there's a lot of he foreshadowed a lot of that, like almost talking about death and how he feels and
Yeah,
everything like that. It's a lot of he kind of like foreshadowed it in a lot of ways, but yeah, I think you'll like it a lot, Fonzie. It's definitely it tugs at the heartstrings for sure, and but it is cool to see like the bond that him and RVD had with one another, and that so that gets highlighted. But it's also like just to see how respected he was after the fact too is really really nice. So yeah, it's definitely good. I think you'll like it. It's
yeah, I really enjoyed being around Sabu for in ECW from '95, and they put us together. We clicked right away because my one of my first professional matches I
mhm.
refereed was his uncle, who
Yeah.
broke with him and Rob in the business, the Sheik. Eddie Farhat. Uh, he was in a chain match with Terry Funk in Amarillo, Texas, and I refereed that. And the Sheik stabbed me with a fucking pencil. I've talked about that before. I still got
Oh
the
yeah.
lead mark right there where the Sheik stabbed me. When I told Sabu the story, fucking he fell in love with me right away. And we
You hit it
clicked.
right off.
We clicked.
Yeah.
Clicked real good.
Because Sabu is so guarded when you first meet him, and I was
Yeah,
intimidated, like to kind of like, oh, how do I even chat with Sabu and stuff like that. And I can't even remember. I can't remember the first time I if I met him or if I talked to him on the phone. But either way, like he warmed up to me pretty not too much afterwards, and it was like, oh, you just got to break through that barrier almost.
right,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah. Um, cool. Well, so we got back today, and I talked to Fonzie on the phone earlier this week, and I was like, we'll talk about one of your matches with the match with Beulah that went down,
I
and
think it's
holy,
1997, as good as it gets, or whatever. I got the tapes and all kinds of stuff. I got some cool pictures we can talk about.
yeah,
Uh, if you ask Paul Heyman, uh, it's probably one of his top three favorite matches. And he's been around a lot of wrestling, and he one of his top three in ECW for sure. But I think it's more than that. Paulie loved the match.
man. Well, it's understandable why too, because it's neat how it all got set up, and because like when I tuned in today, it's like it's RVD versus Tommy Dreamer in the ring, starting things off.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a tag match. Me and
Yeah.
RVD against Beulah and Tommy. And the deal was they got hurt before the match started. And or Tommy got hurt, could wrestle. And Van Dam said, "Oh, fuck it." So it just, and Joey's house says, "Beulah and Fonzie?" And then the fucking shit was on. And it was pretty cool.
Because
And
yeah, Joey Styles kept referring it to as a mixed tag match, and I was like, it's just it's Rob and Tommy wrestling, and so but after Tommy gets taken out by Sabu, you and RVD, and then he gets like stretchered out, and then so it's Beulah that has to come in, and so she comes in, and man, that's when the whole it becomes a powder keg, and wow, Fonzie, so you get this took place on September 20th, 1997. I'm going to try to pull up where all the details on it here. Beulah and Fonzie. Let's see here. Cagematch.net. Thank you. Yep, you're right too. ECW as good as it gets. September 20th, 1997. And this was, I'm taking a look here. This happened to be, oh, yeah, like one of the final matches of the night. Was Beulah and Fonz. And you guys went 7 minutes, it says.
Right.
So,
So I got busted open like the first 35 seconds or something. And so I bled like we're talking about it. Pretty cool. And who knew that we could pull that off? Two non-wrestlers, and we didn't. I'm not a wrestler, but I've been around the business 25 years at that point. By '97, I started in 1980. Uh, it was crazy that what we pulled off.
how much preparation did you have? Because you did do some moves in that, and
We talked a little bit before the match. Me, Van Dam, and we talked with the whole crew and set something up, and we couldn't do much. I can't do a sunset flip or a crossbody, but we did a few cool things, and it just worked out. I thought we would do things that we both could do, and more like a street fight. I could. There's a little scene in where she chops me, and I reverse it, put her in the turnbuckle, put out a strap, and chop this. Give her the big stiff Ric Flair chop, and uh, it was pretty cool. I wish we could watch the match. You can't put the match up, and I
well, I
could
can pull it
narrate
up.
it.
You know what? I can. You know what I'll do, Fonzie? I'll attempt it because you know. I mean, what the most they might do is like flag us, and that. But I don't think we'll get a strike or anything. And let me see here though.
I mean, I'm sure the people watching the show tonight, all the cool fucking people watching this, or the Fonzie Dominic show, will pull this up if they haven't seen it. I'm sure they've
Yeah,
seen it. The guys that are watching us tonight are wrestling people. They love
absolutely.
the business as much as we do, right,
Yeah,
Daddy?
100%, 100%. All right, so what I'm gonna try to do here, Fonzie, let's see if I can pull it up. I've got to make sure I get to our screen here. Bear with me a
Yeah, let
second,
the whole
everybody.
thing run. And Joey Styles commentates fucking great. Joey's great, wasn't he? The one
Yeah.
man crew.
I'm so fascinated by Joey Styles. I think he's so unique because yeah, he does it all by himself. And it's just he makes it entertaining. He doesn't riff off of anybody. It's like Vince Scully with the Dodgers. It's
Right?
pretty neat.
Right. I wish he would have signed. I mean, they use him in WWE or whatever, but I wish he would have got along and signed and made $1 million a year,
Oh,
and he would have been great.
he would
He
have
was,
been
he
awesome.
was great. He was like the
Yeah.
Gordon Soley, the modern Gordon Soley of the Extreme.
Yeah, absolutely, right?
Because
And it's
Gordon called everything by himself, mostly. Gordon
yeah.
Soley watched a lot of old Florida wrestling.
Oh man, yeah, Gordon Solia, he's another one that's so awesome too.
Yeah, I
Um,
got to work with him.
man. All right. Well, let's see if I can pull this up. If it so there's the screen here. Let me see. I want to make sure. Um, can you see anything,
Yeah,
Fonzie?
I can see me, Van Dam, and the ring announcer.
Okay, awesome. So, do you want me to start it when you start wrestling? This is about a 14-minute thing altogether.
Yeah, it
15 minutes.
started when I just started because we just got where she hits me
Okay.
with a tin sheet or
Yeah. All right. So that's when Tommy gets busted down. So he's out. Let's see where this is at here. I'll make sure. I'll turn the sound on too. Hold on. We'll go back.
gotta go back a little bit.
So there's where Tommy gets carted off.
Oh, that's
RVD's
when Van
leaving.
Dam's leaving and stuff.
Yep.
Okay, here's where it starts. I start pushing Beulah around.
All right.
They're taking Tommy out now. As
Yeah.
soon as I touch Beulah, yeah, here we go, Daddy.
Here we go.
Pretty
Yeah, I'm
cool.
trying to get back to our screen.
We wouldn't be looking at this match if I didn't get rushed to the hospital and almost died from blood loss.
That's crazy, Fonzie.
It made the whole thing. If it
Yeah,
was just been another boy versus girl, that was it. But
yeah.
the blood made the whole thing. People ask me all the time. Number one questions. All right, here we go.
You're ready to roll too.
Come
Look
on,
at
Beulah, Daddy.
you.
She never wrestled a day in her life.
No?
She was an exotic film star.
Let me ask you this before we go on, Fonzie. Was she nervous?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was nervous. Yeah,
Hmm.
I wasn't. But I should have been, but I was. I felt pretty comfortable. Felt
Yeah.
pretty comfortable. She just wanted to do really good, because the ECW was already on fire, and we just couldn't have a shitty one-on-one. We had to do something.
Now, how long ago before you guys did this? How long ago was this planned for? Like that you guys were gonna go
Just
duke it
a
out?
week or two.
Yeah, that was it. That it was
Yeah,
just okay. All right. Wow. So that's pretty
I
cool.
think not that long, but
Yeah, yeah. Because what a unique thing to kind of put you in with her. So here we go.
do we get sound?
Oh yeah, can you hear it?
No,
Okay, here. Let me. How about now? Can you hear it now?
nope.
Hmm. The sound might not be transferring through, unfortunately. I have it on my computer here, but you can't hear it all, Fonzie?
No, we're getting no sound, and
Yeah,
that Joey Styles makes it.
I know. Let me see if I can figure out a way to do this. This is just
I
hold on, let
want
me see this.
anybody that's watching our podcast tonight. Or are you guys getting any sound?
Probably
Let us know.
if you're not, yeah, let us know. If you're not hearing it, they're probably not hearing it. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Let me see though. If I can make sure there is sound. No, that's edit name, stop screen. See, if I could download the video and then play it, I'd be able to do it that way. But I don't think I can download the video from Reddit. This is off of Reddit. So shoot, I could just play it, but then we just don't have any sound, Fonzie. That's the only thing.
Yeah, Joey makes the whole thing. Maybe
It makes,
we're
yeah. Let me see if there's another way I can maybe do it. Um, so how did Paulie just pitch this to you then, you guys? Is that
yeah,
how? Mm-hmm.
yeah. For for some reason, people say that I was about to get fired, but I don't know about that because WCW is stealing talent, not stealing talent, offering people spots in WCW from ECW and not going through Paul Heyman.
Right.
And I think the ECW office thought that I was a part of that WCW was calling me, and then I talked to Sam. Hey, Sam, man, they want you. Why would they call me? Just call the guy. Just
Yeah.
call Sandman or whoever they wanted. So I didn't know anything about that, and supposedly I was supposed to get fired or something after the match, but Paulie couldn't fire me because the match was so good, and so that cemented my job for another 3 years.
Well, because I guess because there was like rumor that like yeah there was like a mole or something and they were feeding him
Right,
information.
right. They thought it was me and Todd Gordon somehow.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah,
but I never heard that until after the fact, until after the match.
yeah. Wow, that's
They said, "Oh,
crazy
that
then.
saved your job, Fonzie." I said, "What are you talking about?" The WCW was calling you to steal our guys. I said, "No, they weren't. Why would they call me?" You know,
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes zero sense. So I might have found it here, Fonzie. I have to download it real quick, but it might not take too long actually. So
There's Joey.
there's Joe. So you do see him on there. Okay.
I see Joey.
Okay. So give me a second. I will copy and
Yeah,
then
we got time.
okay. Let's see, and I'll paste it here. Hopefully it'll work here. It might take a couple minutes. All right, so it's
Just
downloading.
watching it's worth pretty cool. We're watching it with everybody that's on our podcast.
Yeah,
People who love the business.
yeah.
They're the
Typically,
ones that ask me when I go to these WrestleCons and stuff. Ask me about this match and ask me about the Lex Luger and Bruiser Brody uh,
yeah.
match all the time. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah. Here, I'll put you up there. Yeah, look at that.
They asked me about this and the Beulah match, which is
We'll
right
have,
here.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, the Beulah match too. Look at, yeah, that's a great shot. Oh, look at all the blood. Holy smokes. All right. So I think it downloaded. Okay. And then I think I just have to present it here. Video file. Desktop. I didn't think I was available on here, but I found it.
The Sandman, and
All right. I
especially
think I got it,
Tommy
Fonzie.
Dreamer, who wants revenge for Beulah.
Did I get it up?
Speaking of Beulah, on a
You got-
personal
you got the
aside,
sound.
this is not a commentary
Yep.
on anyone who's
let's
currently in
see if I can pull
ECW
this
or who has
up.
been here in the past. But Beulah is more than just some TNA spectacle. Yes, we've
Here we go.
exploited her for her sex appeal. Guilty as...
Oh, here we go. This is a pretty good shot.
Look at this!
Oh,
Bullseye!
I told her to hit me as hard as she could, and she did.
you did. Now, did that get you hardware, or did you have to blade for that? You bladed?
I got juice.
You got juice. Okay.
Stop it for a second.
Yeah.
So we're stopped in between, and so I can talk about that spot. So
Yeah.
the thing was, we didn't know how to start the match. I said, well, let me go to hit you. And I turned around and go to hit you. You pull out that tin sheet, which was just, like a bacon sheet.
Yeah, cookie
So,
sheet. Cookie
you
sheet.
can get hit with that as hard as you can. So I hit the thing, and then she whacked me on the head. I said, lay it in me as hard as you fucking can. I'll go down, because it sounded good.
Yeah,
We'll
it sounded
start at the
great.
beginning again. You can
Yeah.
hear that big smack where she hits me, and I go down and get the juice.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So
she's
here,
posing in the ring for it. She does the Tommy Dreamer pose,
yeah.
for to each side of the arena. And by the time she comes to get me, I would already have the juice, and we continue on.
Yeah. Okay. Here it is then. You did it right now. The crowd's going nuts.
Yeah, people loved it.
And the innovator of violence has rubbed off on Beulah.
My gosh.
Alfonso has busted open. She caught him good. Beulah throws Alfonso to the outside.
You're a bloody mess, Fonzie.
Steal.
Once I go up and over, that'll touch the rail.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm around Sabu and stuff, so I got to do stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
did it.
get
That was a good
pussy.
job.
I got to do something,
Yeah, right? How concerned at this point where you're like, oh man, I'm bleeding a lot? When did it kind of dawn on you?
Not yet, not
Not
yet,
yet.
because it just started bleeding. I got concerned about 3 or 4 minutes in because it wouldn't stop and it kept getting worse.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Mhm.
and I took a 4 aspirin before the match. An hour
Oh,
before the match to thin my blood out or whatever the fuck I did. Crazy shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't get concerned but it wouldn't stop. But
yeah. Oh, it kept going.
yeah.
He's a bloody mess.
Yeah.
Beulah's got a frying pan.
This is my first offense on her.
Yeah.
I've been getting beat up.
I was shocked when you did that. I couldn't
The
believe
low blow, works every time. Pretty cool, right?
it's a great spot. It's a great spot.
Fonzie goes long. I don't think he can see out of that right eye.
I thought you were gonna put her in a figure four.
It's horrible.
And I did actually lose my vision.
I believe it. They're going nuts, Fonzie.
I'm working the hard camera,
No, you know what you're doing.
Alfonso is trying
I love
choke
this,
out
too.
Beulah. He's choking her with that whistle.
I'm gonna ask you right now. What's next? What's next, Daddy?
What's next?
Slam Beulah.
What a scoop slam.
Right, it wasn't like a regular slam.
No, you like flipped it. It was almost like a gourd buster meets a body slam.
Beulah blocks the suplex. Blocks it twice. DDT.
Nice job.
No mercy, hook the ages, baby. 2 count.
Beulah's a bloody mess too.
He is.
Fonzie misses a clothesline.
Nice job. I love that.
Well, that's it, Daddy. That's it.
Watching the most extreme mixed tag team matchup in the history of professional wrestling.
Joey made the match with his commentary.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of putting it over.
I can't even see at this point.
Yeah. I don't know how he could. Oh. Your shirt is soaked in blood too.
I wish I had a white shirt on.
Yeah, right?
Showing up top, can barely stand from the loss of blood.
My goodness.
He's going for a moonsault. Oh, did he ever get caught? Now he's tied to the trio woes.
This is a nice job too right here. Look at all that blood, Fonzie, too, in the ring.
It was crazy. It was good.
Yeah.
People were loving it. People were loving it.
They're going berserk.
We're getting ready to go into the finish.
Yep.
Thank goodness.
I'm impressed you were able to do all this too with not being able to see.
Well, one eye.
One eye.
My
Okay.
right eye
Okay.
didn't see.
Yeah. Still, that's tough to do though.
Joey's so good.
Yep. That was great.
I don't get backstage for another couple minutes.
Really?
Yeah, and then the paramedics, we'll talk about that in a minute.
I'll put down the volume a little bit so we don't get copyright with the music at least.
Yeah. So I stay in there a little bit, and Tommy says, "Don't get up until Fonzie leaves."
Yeah. He's coaching her. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, wait till Fonzie leaves and then he posed and all that.
How old were you at this point, Fonzie?
I don't know, 1997?
Yeah.
67, 77, 87, 80. I was 40 years old.
40 years? Okay, so you're as old as me right now.
Yeah, exactly the same age, 40.
Wow.
I was born in 57, so 40 years.
That's right, yep. Yeah, this is great.
So now she's posing, she's full of blood. People loved it, and it's, one of their legendary great matches, like Sabu and Terry Funk, and not as good as, of course, Sabu and Terry Funk in the Bob Wire match, but I was in that one too.
But what a spectacle it was, though,
Yes, yeah. Like we're talking about it 30-something years later, or 28 years later is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy how that was one of the matches that people talk about in ECW, They talk about the Bob Wire match, they talk about Van Damme's matches and stuff, but I'm included in the top 10, I guess.
That's great. That's great. And now, Paul, Paul just pitched to you, like, "Hey, we're gonna do this. Are you comfortable with doing that?" And then getting Beulah to do all that stuff too.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
because Paul was a genius. Whatever he said, I'm going to do. They kept me super busy, so I thought it made sense and didn't hurt me. I'm with Van Dam and Sabu, two of the biggest superstars in ECW. I'm in the main events every time we do a show, or the top three matches every show. Van Dam's on top. Man's with the television title for, you know, 2 years. This is a replica. I had somebody make it for me. It's really cool that the belt that Van Dam had for 2 years, 3 months, 14 days, and uh, pretty cool. So after the match,
Uh-huh.
I'm crawling back. I'm crawling back all the way from the ring. I'm on all fours all the way to the dressing room before I let anybody help me. So I get back there and the paramedics start working on me right away, and they really couldn't stop the bleeding. Uh, so they wanted to take me to the hospital. I said, is it that bad? I guess they hit an artery or something. Perfect.
Oh.
You can still see the scar right here. If you, I don't know
Oh
if you
yeah.
see that fucking scar,
Oh yeah. I see it.
but I hit it pretty good. It was kind of deep. So they couldn't stop it. So uh, they got some type of code, and Pennsylvania, the state athletic commission they wanted a paramedic and a doctor there at every fucking show, which was pretty cool for us in case we get hurt.
You're right.
So the paramedics were there and they were trying to get it stopped, but they couldn't. So they get ready to take me to the hospital, but they get this cold steel plate and put it on the cut
Hmm.
and tape me up, with the gauze and rush me off to the hospital. And I get to the hospital and head trauma trumps, a broken leg or, a scratch on the back or whatever, or, fever
Right.
because it's head trauma. So they took me right in, and a couple of nurses come over to me right away and asked me so one of the nurses started taking the gauze off, and I said, "Hey, be careful because I'm squirting blood out. It's squirting out pretty good. It's bleeding pretty good." She says, "Oh, don't tell me what to do. I've been a nurse for 20 years." I said, "Okay, Daddy." So she takes the last wrap off, and the steel plate falls, and the fucking blood shoots all over her, not on her face, but all over her neck and all over her fucking white outfit or those green outfits, and she was
Yeah.
really
The scrub.
pissed.
Yeah.
But anyway, the doctors come and they finally stopped it, and I got sutured inside and out and stapled, all kind of pretty cool shit. So they wanted to admit me in the hospital for the head trauma because I lost a lot of blood. They said, I bled for like 7 minutes during the match, and maybe about another 4, 5, 6 minutes before they put that steel plate on my head and taped me up and got me to the hospital. So I bled, 15 minutes, pretty strong.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of blood, they said. So they wanted to admit me in the hospital. I said, no, I got a flight early in the morning, 8 o'clock, flight back to Tampa. I'm not going to stay in the hospital. So I had to sign a waiver for them to release me. They wouldn't release me unless I signed. They wouldn't be responsible if I died or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hey, we gave him the shot.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
signed a waiver and they said, okay, you're on your own. But here's what we suggest. We suggest no alcohol, no cigarettes, no pot, don't take a pill, drink plenty of fluids and some juices and stuff, trying to replenish and, have somebody with you into your hotel and make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
So they wheeled me out in the wheelchair out of the emergency room because that's what they do. They don't let you walk out, and there's Sandman waiting for me in the Sandman van. He's got a blue Dodge van, we all used to ride in. So I get in his van. He has a 44-ounce fucking vodka and cranberry, lights up a joint, throws a Percocet in my mouth. Exactly what they told me not to do. That's what I did. But anyway, that's the story about that match. It was pretty cool. Thank you, Beulah. Thanks for everybody for putting it over for all these years. And thanks, Paul Heyman, for being one of your favorite matches.
Oh man, that's such a, and it's understandably why. It's because it's like two people that are non wrestlers, and you make something really special out of it. Like it was the crowd itself was very hot for it all, and there's a good reason though. I
The
think.
crowd was crazy for it. ECW Arena was on fire at that
Yeah.
time. They had been running before me. I got there in May of 1995. I started, and the crowd, and they were already rapping. There's already that ECW crowd. You know what I mean? Nothing like an Extreme Championship Wrestling where they were doing tables and shit like that way before I got there.
Man,
Uh, um, so pretty damn cool. And
man,
Joey was so good at it, man. And
he
all
was
the
great.
characters. Beulah was a big player. You know, she was with Tommy, one of our big baby faces. It was one of our big star top 5 big stars. Van Dam, Sabu, Sandman, Taz, Tommy Dreamer, all our big stars, you know?
Yeah, right. Big names and everything like that, and that's just kind of helped also set like that underground edgy vibe. Like what I didn't play was the RVD promo beforehand, but he was like he was dropping f bombs on there and everything to that effect, and it just added that element of what kind of wrestling fans and society at the time were kind of clamoring for, is like more edgy content
They
and things
wanted
like that.
something different. That's why ECW was in the right place at the right time. And they had, Paul Heyman behind it and a bunch of guys that wanted to do stuff like that. And we all learned on the fly. Nobody was, we all learned to go through tables. And, the boys learned to go through tables and have those crazy matches and barbed wire and Sandman coming out with a beer, smoking a cigarette. And,
Yep.
we were playing it by ear and everything got over.
That's it.
We had it was the perfect timing, perfect,
Yeah, the stars aligned for that, you know.
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. What else was I going to ask you about it? There was something else I had in mind, but here, let's take a couple fan questions. Triple E had a few good ones too. Let me
Talk
see.
about the Mexican kid.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay. Here it is. Yeah. Okay. This is a good question. He asked, during that infamous encounter with Beulah, what went through your mind when you started bleeding so profusely? And do you have any regrets of how extreme it got given the risks that were involved with it? Do you have any regrets on it, first off?
No regrets at all. I'm glad it turned out like that because we're still talking about it today, 28 years later, whatever, 25 years later. Uh, no, it got over. People were talking about it. And I was a little concerned when they got busted open,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know how bad it was and I didn't know how much blood I was losing. I knew I was getting good juice and I was glad of that because it made the match. People still talk about it. We wouldn't be watching this and having a podcast about it unless it was sensational juice,
Yes.
we're just regular juice, it would have been another match. Or so I have no regrets in doing it. I'm glad it turned out that way. I'm glad everything happened the way it did.
Man. And now, did you get any extra pay for doing something like that?
No, he
Yeah.
paid me really good.
Yeah.
He paid me well.
That's
He paid
good.
me well. Remember, we're a small company trying to make it. So, we did 21 pay-per-views, I think, and the buy rate was pretty good. And we weren't going to Madison Square Garden, but we were going to, the Burt Flickinger Center in Buffalo, selling it out. 5,000 people, but we were bringing in maybe $12 million a year, but spending 13. To make
Right.
but it was so pound for pound. He paid me well with a small company.
Yeah, yeah. And like this is too, you're right too, because this is like right after, not too, a few months, probably 6 or 7 months after Barely Legal, which was in April. So this is
Yeah,
in September. So
was that
yeah,
the
you
first
get
pay-per-view, Barely Legal?
Barely Legal, April 13th, 1997. That was the very
Yeah,
ECW pay-per-view. And Rob just told a story about that too, where he was backstage and he was upset, because he wasn't booked on that show. And then apparently Paul went up to him, and Rob just told this story on this show, but he was like, well, he did his Paul Heyman impression, which is great. He's like, "What can I do to make you happy?" And Rob said, he was like, "I would like to." He was like, "I'd like to be paid more and work less."
right.
Yeah. Uh huh. And so that's it. That's kind of and that was like a pivotal moment for Rob and ECW and stuff, was that moment, because yeah, I mean, because he was not happy with all that. So it was kind of neat to get Rob's perspective, and that, sure enough, the pay-per-views take over and ECW starts taking off even more so too. So it's
Yeah, it was a pivotal moment for all of us with the pay, especially the top guys, because he had to pay us because we were getting noticed. and other companies wanted our guys, you know.
Hmm.
But we
Yeah.
decided like Van Dam could have went left any time to go to WCW or WWE, but he chose to stay in ECW, work it, you know, work Friday and Saturday, uh, and make reasonable money. And then you know, after the pay per views and the buy rates come up, there was a little more money, so we could pay us a little better.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I
And
made me some money. We were working 2 days a week, you know,
right.
Friday and Saturday, and sometimes on Sunday for a pay per view or something. But you know, mostly 2 days a week, sometimes one day a week,
Yeah.
uh, and
Wow.
making me some money.
Making real decent money. Well,
Yeah.
so this is going to be a hard question, I think, for you, Fonzie, because you've been all over the place. But sometimes Rob gets asked on the show, like, what was his favorite promotion to work for, and he has a certain way he phrases it. He was like, uh, he says that ECW was the funnest that he's had.
Oh,
WWE paid, yep, WWE paid him the best, and then he said TNA was the easiest. I think is how he rates it all. But how would you rate ECW for you? Was it like the funnest time you had? Was it more like lucrative? Like where would you put that up against, say, Florida? Like working?
well, WWF when I worked there was WWF, not WWE, but it just get ready to go. They were the highest paying. I mean, you know, uh, six figures, good six figures
Wow.
there. As
Yeah.
a referee and a personal assistant for Giant Gonzalez, we're all over the world. But that's another podcast. We're going to talk about Gonzalez one night.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, I had a great time in ECW, and I got to spread my wings a little bit. You know, I was a referee for 20 something years before I went there, and then to get the Paul Heyman was uh, calling me. I met Paul Heyman in the early '80s. I got a picture of Paul right here, uh, where Paul Heyman came down to Florida. I was working in Florida. This might have been like '82 or '83, and Dusty went up to Jim Crockett and they gave the book to Bob Roop, and Bob Roop says the only way I'll take the book is if I want Fonzie to be my assistant booker. So I was assistant booker for Florida Championship Wrestling with Bob Roop was a booker, and Paul Heyman had came down. He's trying to break into the business. He was a photographer, selling merchandise, doing all kind of things, and he came down with a guy named Tombstone, uh, who was from like Baltimore, and he was riding around with Tombstone, and then Tombstone was getting ready to leave the territory, and Paul Heyman came up to me and says, "Hey Fonzie, you know Tombstone's leaving. The last couple of weeks, would you guys let me be his manager? You know, go out to the ring with him and be like a
Yeah.
manager. I'm trying to break into business, and I need the experience and stuff." And he had a pair of Levi's with a hose in them and no pair of Converse and a T-shirt. I said, "Well, you can't go out like that, Daddy." I didn't know his family had money. I said, "Hey, can you have access to some nice clothes?" And went out and bought a fucking beautiful suit, and and so we let him go to the ring the last couple of weeks of Tombstone's run in Florida. And Tombstone, the guy named his name was Mark, but his name was Tombstone. He was working with Scott Hall, and Scott Hall would press slam Paul Heyman at the end of the match and press slam him and slam him pretty cool. And here's the picture of me refereeing, and there's Paul Heyman. He just got
Yeah.
press slammed by Scott Hall.
Wow. Look how young he is too. Paul Heyman looks like a
Right,
little.
right. We were
Yeah.
both young. This is 82, 83, or something like that. So
Wow.
I was nice to Paul, and he never forgot it. And then and then as time goes by, you know, I stay in Florida for 10 years and go to he went to AWA and became a big star. You know, look who he managed and stuff, WCW and all that.
Yeah.
Became a big star. And we have seen each other since then. So anyway, I get a phone call. I just left WWF. It
Hmm.
was like 1994 or something, or late '94. I just left WWF before WrestleMania 10. and it's Paul Heyman. And I haven't talked to Paul in years, really. So he got my number somehow and called me up. He said, "Hey, Paul, Fonzie's Paul Heyman." I said, "Hey, Paul, what's going on?" So we talked for a few minutes. He said, "Look, I got this company in Philadelphia. It's called ECW." I said, "What the fuck's an ECW?" Because I've never worked for a small promotion. I've worked for, WCW, WWF, and Florida Championship Wrestling, the Mid Atlantic with Jim Crockett. So he said, "Oh, with this startup company, we're doing really good and kind of extreme. I got this idea since you just left WWF. Vince wants the doctor, his wife, and the two kids at ringside. And the clientele for ECW was like 94% male from the age of 18 to 31. You know what I mean? Hardcore.
Right.
They
Yeah.
wanted violence and shit. So Paul Heyman's idea was to bring me in for 4 weeks, and a guy named 911 was there, one of the big stars. He was choke slamming everybody.
Yeah.
Bring Fonzie in for 4 weeks as a conservative WWF official to try to stop the violence in ECW. No more chairs, no blood, no guts, family entertainment. And the people hated me because one thing I tried to stop was the Taipei death match, where they dip their hands in glass
Oh yeah.
so anyway, I'm trying to be anti-violent, and the people hated me. So I got such big heat with the people, Paul Heyman. I was supposed to come in for 4 weeks, get choke slammed by 911, and I was out. Just,
Yeah.
you know, just a short program. But since I got so much heat and the people wanted to kill me, I had to get escorts to my car because people literally wanted to fucking hang me because I wanted to stop their ECW violence. So Paul Heyman said, "Fonzie, we're gonna keep you. We're gonna put you with Taz as his manager." So I switched with Taz. We did some big angle where they put me with Taz, and I was with Taz for, I guess, maybe about a year or something. And Taz really got over, but he didn't need me that much because he could do promos and that. And so Paul Heyman thought it'd be a good idea for um, me to go with Sabu and
Yeah.
then and Van Dam, because Sabu didn't talk, and then we had that good mix between RVD, Fonzie, and Sabu. Was pretty cool. The whole fucking show.
Yeah.
Uh, it was pretty cool. So why I got called up to ECW, because I was nice to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman remember me. If I was a dick to Paul Heyman, what if he came up to me in Florida in the early '80s and said, "Hey, Fonzie, you think I can go out and manage Tombstone? And, his last couple of weeks in the territory." If I was out, good, no fucking, beat him like
Get the
shit, but
fuck
I
out of
treated
here.
him real good. So I got
Yeah.
that phone call. So
Yeah.
thanks, Paul Heyman.
Man, that's great. That is cool too. And like you got his first time as a manager, basically, like doing all
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Hmm. How
Yeah,
about that?
that's a great picture. This is out of a magazine, I think, too.
Man, that's
I think
awesome.
this is out of a magazine.
That's fantastic. I'll have to get you to sign a picture like that picture for me because I love Scott Hall's my all time favorite. So it's so neat that you guys
Yeah, that's the guy. I got you one, Daddy. I'll bring it up next
oh
time we see
oh
each
hell
other.
yeah, hell yeah.
Remind me.
Oh yeah.
Uh, yeah, Scott Hall pressed him, so that was a finish.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Scott Hall beat, because Tombstone was leaving. Scott Hall pinned Tombstone 1, 2, 3, and Paulie comes in and hits Scott Hall from the back, and Scott turns around and you picks him up, does a big press slam, gets a big pop, and you know.
That's fantastic, man. And like you think about all the trajectories you guys took, like you going ECW and all that stuff, and then obviously Paul Heyman, what he's done, and Scott Hall and the in wrestling. It's so neat that like that's how like so many of you guys got your early starts in that regard to
And
being
when
that
I got to
creative.
ECW, I think it was May-ish of 1995. I used to be in around Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant and all
Yeah.
these big stars and Jack Briscoe and Dory Funk and all these huge stars. So my first night in ECW is at the arena show. I walk in the dressing room. There's all these guys. I don't know fucking one of them. Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, Todd Gordon. Fucking, who are all these fucking guys? You know what I mean? Don't know one of them, but yeah.
Yeah.
But I got to know them real quick, and everybody was so cool. And the rest is history. I was there till they closed. They did 21 pay-per-views, and I did 20 of them.
That's awesome, man. That's
It
crazy.
had a great run with RVD and Sabu.
Oh man, absolutely. What a trio you guys were. And so, man, this is awesome though. I'm glad we got to actually watch the match too. I was like,
Yeah, that
oh,
was pretty cool. People, the people who haven't seen it that are watching can rewatch it. All you got to do, you can Google Fonzie and Beulah and pop
yeah.
right up.
Well, when I repost this video too, I'll be sure to share the link to the other video as well that people can watch too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good stuff. Fonzie, plug your dates real quick. What you have going on and what you
Let
got
me
going
get
on.
my book because I got
Yeah.
a lot
Okay.
of dates coming up.
Guys, if you all you listeners, if you're watching here, whether you're on rvdtv.com or brassringmedia.com, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and get the word out about this channel and stuff. I want to do more with everything when it comes to all this. So that's the way you can help us all out here. So if you're on rvdtv.com, be sure to like the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And same goes for brassringmedia.com to help us get the word out. More stuff to come. Hopefully, we're going to bring some merch back. I was just talking to Fonzie about doing some merch stuff. So keep your eyes peeled for that, too, down the pipeline. And I know Fonzie said he's going to be in North Carolina. That'll be for WrestleCade. I know that is
I think that's late November, like November 27th, 28th, and 29th, or the 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Yes.
I know it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I know it's at Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, which always takes place for best. WrestleCade's a blast. If you have never been there, I highly recommend that is the convention you go to because there's so many talents there. They have live.
I think it's one of the biggest ones, like the one in WrestleMania.
Yeah,
the big 3-day WrestleCon. I think it's as big as that, isn't it?
Yeah, if not, because I mean, I guess WrestleCon has live wrestling there too, but yeah, WrestleCade is like really. I think with WrestleCade, you get more of an intimate experience with it all.
Okay.
Yeah, I think WrestleCade is just like the pressure's not as on. It's not as regimented as what WrestleCon is because, like, I know they have like really huge names sometimes at WrestleCon, and there's some legendary huge names at WrestleCade too. But I think it's more more of a looser tie kind of experience. I think, which makes it.
Yeah, if anybody comes up, anybody watching tonight, if anybody makes the WrestleCade in Charlotte, November 28th and 29th, if you come up to me and say, "Hey, I watched you and Dominic on Fonzie's podcast," I'll give you a fucking pretty cool 8x10. I got some really cool picks, Daddy.
He does. He definitely does. Fonzie, I can say from firsthand experience, Fonzie knows how to present himself during these things, and you got the whole cool setup going on when you do these.
Oh, we have a great setup. Usually, I'm with Ruta Entertainment, and they have some of the nicest belts. They make some of the nicest belts in the country, and I'll have all kind of belts there with me, and a lot of cool ECW jackets and stuff, which people love, by the way. And some action figures and all kind of cool stuff.
You do, yeah.
If Fonzie's come up to me and get 8x10, not me. If you mention our podcast, Dominic and Fonzie.
Yeah, mention the podcast, and heck yeah, Fonzie's a good dude. He does great stuff all the time for fans and for his colleagues too. That's why he's so loved in this business, and that's why he's a Hall of Famer too. Cauliflower Allied Club honor.
Yeah, I sure am, and a couple other little smaller companies. Maybe one day Vince will call me up and say, "Hey, Fonzie, you've been around a long time, but who knows?"
Right. Yeah, heck yeah, you never know, right? That'd be great. I'd like it.
Oh yeah,
I think you deserve it. Right. No doubt about it. All right, cool. Well, we'll have to pick this up. We'll do it sooner than we have done it last time. We'll try to maybe plan for a couple weeks or something. We can
absolutely, because we got a lot to talk about. The next time we talk, I want to tell you where I got this belt. It's the NWA Championship belt. Harley Race gave me that belt, and here I am holding it over Ric Flair. And then Harley Race. Of course, I work with Harley Race, and there's the belt right there. Right there.
Heck yeah, great.
Pretty cool stuff. And so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. All we got to do is pull one picture off the damn one of my walls, and we can, make a whole damn segment out of it. This is pretty cool.
Cover all that ground, right? Heck yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Well, thanks, Dominic. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys, and hopefully I see you guys soon.
Yes. Keep your eyes peeled. We'll be sure to make an announcement ahead of time too, and we'll get the word out, and everybody can tune in and interact with all of us. So thank you all for tuning in, and thank you, Fonzie. We'll see you next time here on Right Down the Middle with Bill Fonzie Alfonso.